Hi, how is it going? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Um, I had technically my last week at work. Like I am still employed for a few more weeks, but they told me to take all my holidays off and all that, so I will be like off work for 2 weeks, and then I officially have two more, let's say, working days, but I don't think I will be doing really anything on those 2 days. And then afterwards, I am done with corporate life. So right now, I am rather chill and relaxed. I am like, I don't know if you've seen Tangled, where Rapunzel has like this scene where she goes, like she switches between absolute happiness and freedom and all that, and then she's like, oh my God, what have I done? So like I am like fascinating between those two moods, but yeah, right now I feel really good about it. So yeah, we'll see how things work out. Also, the weird talking thing is coming from the cat. I added this thingy to the Twitch stream. I honestly don't understand how it really works. I think you can like feed it via the chat, and like there's this little window it has on my about page. You can interact with it there too. So I don't know. It looks cute. I love cats, but I don't know if it's like going to be very, very useful or anything like that. Mm. Okay, so tonight I want to work on my script for the last chapter because I was really happy that I got to the last chapter because this is something that I haven't really touched since I started writing volume one, but then I realized that it kind of shows that I didn't really edit it. So yeah, I feel like the conversations mostly are gonna stay, but it needs some fine tweaking for the final version. And also, like, I focused way too much on the scenes between like the main characters. So I think I will need to add like some filter scenes here and there because like basically this entire chapter is just the class trip. But like the most important thing is like there's one or two shorter conversation at the beginning, and then we have like this really long scene between Ryu and Kai, and like that's the focus of it. So obviously I spent most of my time on that, but I also don't want this to be just like a very sudden skip to the end of the class trip with their talk because like I feel like that would be really weird if I said that they are going on a class trip, but when we don't really see anything about the class trip itself, only the boys talking. So yeah, I wanna do some final tweaks on it. I am actually really excited about it. This is one of my favorite scenes in like the entire story, which is saying a lot because their story is really long. But yeah, let's see how that goes. Ah, I have also been stuck in reading the novel for Revenge the Love, and yeah, it's definitely not like high literature, especially not like I know that BS can be a different category and it's not very well written most of the time, but like this one is even worse. Like even the author said that, hey guys, I'm happy you guys like the drama adaptation, but don't read the novel. And I understand why it is really messy. And yeah, it's bad. I'm sorry, but it's bad. Like I am really happy that they actually like reworked it for the drama because like the drama is so good. I am so obsessed with it, but the writing for the original novel that was written like 10 years ago or something, that's like, wow, man. And it's really funny because they actually kept like most of the plot points. So it's like they had like really good ideas and like the most important conversations actually stayed in the drama as well. It just needed like this little fine tuning and like a more mature approach to the characters' relationships. So yeah, it's really interesting to see both versions of basically the same work and the same characters. It makes like a world's difference that they spend more time working on the story for the drama. So yeah, my mind is like 90% occupied with Revenge Love. Currently, I keep like rewatching the episodes and waiting for the new ones, but they only come out on Monday and Tuesday. So yeah, I've been quite obsessed with it. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to be like a hate watch for me or something. I didn't even want to start this show, but now I am stuck in this hell of my own creation. All right. Okay, so this scene, how when it starts, so May had like a little fight with her friends, and she's like not really, but she's kind of ignoring them for the first half of the class trip. She's just gonna like hang out with Kai and Ryu. Then they are gonna like do some sightseeing together and all that. I was wondering if I should like, I don't know, because for my European mind, it would make more sense for like a class trip that the kids gather on like school grounds and they are taking like this separately like hired bus or whatever it is called, because that's what we do here. But I did some digging. I even asked ChatGPT, which I hate, but it is like good for research purposes if you like double check your sources. And it said that in Tokyo and like in general in Japan, but like especially if you're like in the inner city of Tokyo, schools wouldn't really like rent separate buses for like class trips if they are just traveling in the city, because it's like with the traffic and all that, it just doesn't really make sense and it would be like really expensive. And supposedly classes take public transport, which is also something that we do here. Like it's always a bit of headache for everyone involved to have like these huge classes traveling in one group using public transport. But apparently this is a thing in Japan too. So yeah, let's go with that, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure what triggers this talking cat thingy, but yeah, it's cute that it talks. How do you even write it? Atmosphere. Does it go without the H? Oh, okay. I love it when like these thingies tell me that a word is wrong, but it doesn't tell me why it's wrong, and it never accepts any of the names I write in either. Mm. Originally, I had like this really angsty monologue with Kai, and I wanted to keep it, but it just doesn't really fit in anywhere. I will just like paste it at the end to see if I can reuse it somewhere, but yeah, I feel like I will need to cut it because it just doesn't really fit in any of the conversations. Hmm. Okay, where was I? Okay, I actually don't remember all that much what location I choose for this scene. Let me quickly look it up if they, like, what exactly can they do there? 'Cause I think it's mostly just like one of those older temples in Tokyo, and there's like, I think, a little park over there, but I don't know what else. Like, they could probably get like their fortunes and like little charms and things like that. I feel like that's the general general thing you can do at temples in Japan. Okay, Meiji Shrine. Wait, this has an entrance fee? I thought shrines were free to attend. I don't know what kind of tickets Google is showing me. Hmm. Okay, so it's a Shinto shrine and it is free of charge. All right. Not sure what those tickets are about then. Here is the official website. Hmm. Oh, I don't think this will load on the phone. Okay, let me just like maybe look it up on Google Maps or something. This looks so cool. It is like surrounded by a forest on top of this hill. I wonder if you can actually see like, because like in these photos, on these like area photos, you can even see like the buildings, like skyscrapers of Tokyo past the shrine and the forest, and like that gives it such an interesting vibe. Like you have this traditional building surrounded by a forest, and then just a bit far off you have the skyscrapers. But I feel like if you're up there, I don't think you can see like the modern buildings because I think like the trees cover it all. Okay, they have like these wooden plaques, although I'm not sure how that works. If you can like just get one for any kind of occasion, or if it's like specifically for, I don't know, New Year's wishes or something like that. Are there any reviews? Okay. All right, so they have Torigate. Okay, so there's a museum too. That's nice. And then iris garden, like the flower iris, I suppose. And they do actual ceremonies there too. These look really nice. Oh yeah, it's the flowers. There's a whole garden that has irises there. Okay, that's actually perfect because I kind of want like irises to be like this. I want to make a few logos for the story that has irises on them because I figured since girls love Yuri stories have the what is it called? The lily flower. I figured we could have something similar for boys' love stories, and there doesn't seem to be like an existing flower or symbol they use for boys' love stories like that. So I settled on the irises, and yeah, this is actually perfect. I love it when like just these random things align and actually like carries some kind of meaning for the story as well. It's 500 yen to enter the garden. How much is that? I never know with these currencies. How much is 500 yen? Let me look it up. I mean, that's like a more expensive, well, not even an expensive, like I would say like a cheaper drink at Starbucks. That's kind of the same price. So yeah, that's okay. Okay. Hmm. Right. So I would feel like for the groups, hmm, Sato would definitely go with like a larger group, and then I think like May's friend would go with them. Hmm. Okay, maybe I will actually move the conversation here where Kai asks May why she's not talking to the girls, and then like the first thing can just focus on Ryu showing up without his uniform because it might be too, I don't know. I think that makes it. I think that has like a better flow like that because if Kai like immediately spots that there's something wrong, that might be a bit, I don't know, too on the nose. But this way he could be like, oh hey, May didn't talk to them the whole morning, and then she didn't sit with the girls on the bus either, and now she's ignoring them too when they ask her to sit with uh, not sit to walk around with them. I think that would make more sense. Mhm. I wonder, did I turn off there's this really nice sound effect in Focusrite that sounds like a typewriter when you're typing. I think I turned it off. There we go. I know it just feels so satisfying to listen to that. It makes me feel like I am being more productive. Welcome back from the food break. What did you get? I haven't had dinner yet. I am pretty hungry too. Mm. Maybe I could place here that conversation with Kai. I can't even talk anymore. With Kai being a bit angsty about the whole situation. Mhm. It's like originally I cut it out from the first scene because I felt like it would be just like too many things happening if Ryu like interrupted them, then we have like a longer scene with Ryu like goofing up with wearing regular clothes to their class outing. But this way I could like have this like the last conversation basically for this scene, and then we just like go into this little montage of whatever they are doing on the class trip. I think that will work. I wish you could like take in video evidence for like ADHD evaluations because I feel like my writing process explains it exactly why I think I have something wrong with my attention because like I have so many things running in my head while I am trying to craft this scene that I just like go from one sentence to the others, switching between the scenes and all that. But in my head, it makes perfect sense, and I don't actually get lost because I know that I haven't finished writing the scene yet. I just need to like copy paste things from here, borrow something from there, and all that. Just like it would be so nice if I could just like work on these things linearly and just like write sentence after sentence after sentence, but my mind doesn't work like that. Ah, I mean, I do enjoy it. It's just I feel like this is really chaotic, and I don't think that most writers write like this. But yeah, this is how it just works for me, I guess. This is probably not how you write that word, is it? Isn't there like an extra H in there? No, okay. This is one of those words that I just know this cannot be like a legit English word. Like this is probably borrowed from, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look French, but they did borrow many words from French for the English language. So I think it is something like that. But yeah, I can just tell just by looking that this isn't supposed to be an English word. Let me actually Google it. This is why it takes forever for me to write anything. I always do the side quests. Pamphlet. Okay. But the dictionary doesn't say the origin. Okay, so it's Latin. That's why it didn't look French to me. Okay, so there's a similar term in French, which is, I am totally going to pronounce it wrong, but it's written as pamphlet. That looks a bit more French, honestly. I love languages so much. I just love how they change over the years and they borrow words from each other and like things just get it is so strange when you like realize that random languages have like all these similar words. Like the other week I was scrolling on some social media probably. I think I just found it randomly, but like Like I knew that for like Asian languages, since I am mostly interested in Japan and the Japanese language, I knew that like the writing system, like for kanjis, that those were borrowed from the Chinese writing system. Did the cat fall asleep? Okay. And I knew that they borrowed it. Oh, it looks so cute sleeping. Oh my God. It didn't even update on my phone just yet, but I see it on my second monitor. It's sleeping. Oh my God. So cute. I am keeping this cat. I don't know what I can do with it, but I just love it. So yeah, like I knew that like the Japanese borrowed the kanjis from like the Chinese writing system, and they're basically like there are changes nowadays, um, but there are still like for like common kanjis, they might use the same thing in both languages, like for I don't know, month, year, things like that. It's going to be the same kanji in both languages. So I knew that there were like this connection between the two languages. Um, but I didn't know that Korean was connected to it in any type of way because whenever like I see Korean writing systems, it's always those like new type of words that's like I don't know what it's called, Hangul or something like that. It's that alphabet that I see all the time. And I didn't know that they had like different writing systems for Korean too. And there's actually a writing system that is basically using the Chinese kanji as well. So because of that, there are words that are almost the same in all three languages. Like I think for bag, kaban, I think it's the same in Japanese and Korean as well. I don't remember if it's the same in Chinese, but it's probably going to be like very similar. And they have like a few words like this that if not the same, they are like really, really close to each other. And like I was so surprised because I had no clue that um, Korean words had any kind of connection to Japanese or Chinese. All right. Now that I went on a random ramble about all that, let me actually finish this sentence. Mm, Although they're going there in November. Do they still have irises in November? I mean, Japan. probably has like a warmer climate next to the sea and all that, especially in Tokyo. So it's not impossible, but let me actually check. Like, I mean, they tend to have like really like around that area. As far as I know, they don't have like very cold winters and all that. So I feel like it would be plausible to have like still flowers blooming in November. I know that like in warmer climates that's a thing. I was really shocked when I was in Italy a few years ago and we were like end of October, which is like where I'm from is like heavily autumn, like the kind of autumn where it's always cloudy and dark and it's raining like 70% of the week. But like in Italy, they actually had like flowers blooming, and I was walking around in a t-shirt, and I felt like I was like in a different universe or something. So yeah, who knows? Oh, the cat is sleeping again. Okay, this thing is my favorite thing I ever did on Twitch. And it is going to be distracting me all the time. I know that for sure, but it's like having my own little Tamagotchi on screen. So cute. Adam, irises don't even bloom at that time of the year. Oh no. Hmm. Okay. So I have two choices. I can either, but I am not going to change the flowers. I don't think so. Maybe I will like add one of those, what's it called, like those glass houses, whatever the heck it is called in English. Oh, right, glass house, greenhouse. That's what I was thinking about it. Mm. It says that like this is not really a thing in Japan. Hmm. Yeah, but I just really love the idea that on like their first visit they see the irises and yeah, no, I am going to brighten a little greenhouse. I feel like that's a better mm, solution than trying to make the readers believe that we have irises in full bloom in like end of October, November. Because yeah, I don't think that sounds very believable. Mm. Okay, so Reddit is saying that it is actually even warmer late October in Tokyo. Oh, okay. Another search is telling me that there are reblooming irises that can bloom even in the fall. It would be really nice. Mhm. Okay, maybe I will just go with this idea and like leave it as a suspense of belief thing that they have these reblooming irises for the end of the month. I always forget which is the American English word. Is it fall or is it autumn? Hmm. I think fall is the American English and then autumn is the British English. Okay, yeah, it is fall. I wonder, would they like sell snacks at temples? Like, probably not, right? Hmm. Okay, they do. Yeah, they sell dangos too. That's nice. Oh god, these AIs are so wild. I tried to Google snacks, which I mistyped, and then it thought I was asking about snakes. She's not even close, but sure. Okay, so there is definitely dango next to the Meiji Jingu shrine. You can just go with it. Mm. Yeah, okay, so those wooden boards are called emas. You can buy those too. They are selling Shinto charms, the omamoris. Oh, okay, so the garden has a tea house and a koi point too. That sounds very cute. I wonder if writing omamori charm is the same as saying chai tea. Like, does the word Japanese already have charm in it. I don't really know what it means, like literally. What is in the museum? Like, would they even go in there? Because I feel like, I don't know, unless it's like something incredibly interesting, I don't think like a bunch of high schoolers would necessarily want to go into the museum. Like, okay, Kai and May are definitely nerds, but if it's just like historical museum, I don't know if they would even go in there. And honestly, I don't think I really want to draw a museum either, because then I would need to get like really specific reference photos of the inner part of the museum. It's in there. Historical stuff, writing tools, ropes, portraits. There's some kind of carriage in there, dioramas, architectural stuff. Yeah, no, I don't think they're going in there. Like maybe I will like this is going to be more of a montage anyway with the three of them walking around, but maybe I will just like add a little panel with like May pointing out the museum and then both of the boys going like no, let's not go in there actually. Like I feel like they would have way more fun just like walking around outside and just chatting. Okay, and then here the part 2 is essentially when they already like left. So maybe I will just title here. So this is the Meiji Jingu. Is it a shrine or is it a temple? I think it's a temple. I don't know if there's like a difference between the two. It says shrine here. It's like the official. I don't even know what's the difference between a shrine and a temple, if there is any. It says Shinto shrine, so let's go with shrine. So once the right, I wanted to add an extra sentence here. All right, so once they are done there, they are going to be going to the second location, for which I have completely forgot the name. So they are going to this hotel with the um, the 100 steps. And like, why did I not write the name here? I don't really remember how far it is from Meiji Jingu, if they like need to travel with public transport again. Okay, so what was that even called? Mm, Hotel Gachoen. I'm not sure how that's even pronounced. And the 100 stars are the Hyakuten Kaiten Hotel Gachoen. How do you pronounce that? Doesn't sound very Japanese. Hyakuten Kaiten. I think both are in the city center somewhere in Tokyo. Meiji Jingu Shrine to Hotel Gachoen. Okay, yes, so apparently it's like a little walk from the shrine to one of the stations near Harajuku, and from there it's like 3 stops. Then you walk a few minutes and you're there. So it's, I mean, honestly, I don't know how much distance one stop on the Shinkansen covers in Tokyo, but it doesn't sound like it's too far. But then again, it is a Shinkansen, so it could be on the other side of the entire city. I don't know. Honestly, no clue. But yeah, here then I will add like some transitional scenes, like probably in some montage with like the class meeting up again and then taking the public transport again to the hotel. Okay, so from my understanding, the hotel has like, so it's like the same building complex for both the 100 steps staircase. And on top of that, there's a little museum with like these jointed tatami rooms and all that. But then it also serves as a hotel, but for you to reach your guest rooms, you have to go down the stairs again, and then like from the lobby, you can go to your guest rooms. That makes sense to me. I don't know if this is like an accurate description. Unfortunately, I am not in a place where I can just like travel there myself and confirm it with my own eyes. But yeah, I will use this information because that makes sense to me. So like the class would probably like gather in the lobby, and then they break into groups again. It's like this rather narrow staircase. I'm honestly not even sure if two people can fit on the staircase side by side, but for the sake of the story, we are going to do that. And that's where we will have like this little heart-to-heart conversation between Ryu and Kai. But before that happens, I want to have like a shorter combo with Kai and Mei, where it's already like it's already going to be implied here that despite having like a lot of fun previously, Kai is now like in a bad mood that they have actually reached the hotel, and there is going to be a reason for that. Mm, okay, let me just see if I can find some like more details, photos of the staircase, because like in the story, like I don't want to deviate too much from like the original thing, but in the story I thought it would be nice if there would be like little nooks next to the staircase with like, I don't know, maybe a window where they can just like stop and look out the window for a minute and like take a breather, because like it would be a nicer flow to the conversation, and it would also be like this symbolic thing that like the boys wait for each other, they don't like rush each other, they just like it just shows off like their dynamic already, even though they are not a couple yet or anything like that. But I don't think like that the original staircase has anything like that, because it seemed like it just like had like these narrow staircase with like walls on both sides. But let me actually look up some reference photos. Oh, of course, we're in Japan. Visitors must remove their shoes before taking the staircase. I mean, it makes sense. It's wooden staircase, and there are tatami rooms upstairs. I keep forgetting that like this isn't just for like schools, but like for most buildings that Japanese people have to take off their shoes. I mean, I think in Europe we only do that for like personal homes. So it's I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like I don't know if I was told to take off my shoes in like, I don't know, building with like my classmates or coworkers or something like that. I feel like I would be really embarrassed. But yeah. Don't know. I mean, I get it. It makes it easier to like keep things clean and stuff like that. But I wonder, like, how embarrassing it is if you like, I don't know, take off your socks and it has like a huge hole on it or something like that. I feel like it would be like a way more embarrassing situation than here because you're, I don't know, in Europe, like you might find it weird, but you're like, oh yeah, that happens. Unless you're like, I don't know, visiting some really fancy people at home. But like mostly I wouldn't really care about something like that. But I feel like Japanese people would definitely like give you a side eye for something like that. I thought I had actually a little conversation somewhere with the girls actually apologizing to me. But did I cut that or did I paste that to the next volume? Hmm. So I feel like the scene would work better here if the girls already apologized. And then me would be like a bit torn if she should go walk with one of them or not. But then seeing that Kai is in a bad mood, she would be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go with Kai," and he just like insists that she should go with her friends. That is gonna be okay. Mhm. And then Ryu finds him anyway, so it's all going to be good. I just, I don't know. Did I not write that scene? Did I save that somewhere else in my notes? Let me check if I have it in like volume 2. Maybe I will just like add a little panel to the montage scene, like the girls just coming over and apologizing to me, and then they can have the conversation later on in volume 2 because like I don't really want to feed the conversation here in this chapter. I don't think there's like necessarily a place for it, but I like the idea of like implying that they started to make up. It even greeted the bot. Uh, okay, I feel like this part is the most polished part of the entire chapter. I spent a lot of time writing this combo between them because this is like the most important part of the entire volume. So I don't think that I need to change a lot of things here, maybe just like smaller edits here and there. Mm. I think I rewrote this one sentence like 10 times already. For me, it would sound way more natural that Ryu says what was she like, but I don't know if I feel like the past tense kind of implies that she died or something. when it's just meant to be in past tense because she is not at the school currently and she's no longer dating Kai. But yeah, I don't know. What is she like? Sounds a bit stupid to me. I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like the past tense kind of implies something more permanent than just a breakup. I don't know if I should keep it or not. Hmm. Right, and this is a part that I actually wanted to edit that I haven't finished yet. So here we have like Kai kind of describing Ash in a few sentences, like what she's like and all that. But while he does that, Ryu has like this realization that Kai's ex and he is actually like quite similar, like personality-wise, and he's even a bit like surprised, like, oh wait, I do that and I'm like that too, and wait, what? Because I don't know, like he haven't really thought about it before, but he definitely didn't think that someone like him could be Kai's type. And it's kind of like this thought that kind of like starts the whole like thought process of Ryu like starting to be considered like, oh, it would be like really nice if I could date someone like Kai and things like that. And then it leads to his realization that he kind of has a small little crush on Kai already. So like that's kind of where the volume ends. But for that to work out, I really need to nail these few sentences here. So I think I will just read through the rest of the script and then I will spend a bit more time on this part because like this is pretty important. And then that way I, I can have the full scene edited. And right, I think I will also need to edit this because here again we have like this really long monologue from Kai about like what the relationship was like and how it ended. Cause like, yeah, I mean, I don't hate what I wrote here, but this is like essentially just Kai trauma dumping at Ryu about his past relationship, but like this would take several pages to even fit into, so this cannot stay this long. I need to try to like summarize the main points there. Here we have a little flashback with past Kai and Ash. That sounds so creepy from this AI voice. I feel like if cats could talk, I don't know if I would really want to pet any of them. It would be such a weird situation. Okay, I think I am happy with the way this is. Then I just need to write those 2 bits of the combo and then we're done. I have tried to rewrite these 2 parts several times already because I just want to get it just right. But I haven't really gotten it yet. Okay, I think that's good like that. Then we only have this little bit left here. Okay, so here basically summarized like the whole relationship from how they met and all that. But probably I don't need to go to these many details here. Okay, definitely want to point it out, even though Kai tries to be extremely objective and he talks about this past relationship in a way that sounds like he might have been the problem. I still want to imply it that it was actually not him who it was not his fault that this whole thing ended. It was 100% on Ash refusing to communicate with him properly. But yeah. I think I will keep that first sentence. Okay, that reads a lot more cleaner, though it is still pretty long word vomit right there. I honestly don't know if I can make this any shorter, because at least this much info needs to go through, because it's like, how do you summarize an 8 months long relationship within just a few sentences by also trying to imply like why it ended and what went wrong? Like that's impossible to do with like 2 sentences. Okay, so maybe I will delete this. She told the dates I planned were too cheesy part, because that will come up later on when like Ryu and Kai start actually getting into a relationship, and then they discuss Kai's like past relationship. So I feel like that would be like mentioned more in detail later on. Don't really know if we need it here. Hmm. Maybe it could stay, because like I want, like, from the way Kai talks here, I want it that like from here Ryu's takeaway is going to be like, oh hey, this is actually a really great guy, and I'd definitely be up for like dating him if that silly girl doesn't want him. So like maybe it should stay in there just to show that Kai's like this really romantic type, and that would be like a big plus in Ryu's eyes. Hmm. Yeah, maybe I will keep that there. Maybe I will like give like an example here instead of like just generalizing. Like what would be like a really romantic type of date that this girl could be like, oh no, I'm not into that. I'm not into that cheesy stuff. I still don't even know. Like they're in high school, they definitely wouldn't go on to like these candlelit dinners or anything like that. I feel like that's more of a grown-up thing to do. Hmm. Like a picnic date, maybe. Okay, so I just looked it up like cheesiest romantic dates, and the first hit was picnic dates. So yeah, I think that's gonna work here. Oh, maybe I think they have like those patisserie things in Japan. Maybe that could be like I feel like those would be a bit more expensive than just like your regular izakaya or something like that. Okay, I think that's the final version. This is so good and exciting. Now I just need to storyboard this, although that's not going to happen today, that's for sure. Hmm. Just check something. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, I think that's it for today. It wasn't too painful. It was around 2 hours, I think. I I knew that I could finish it within a stream, but I wasn't sure how much time it would take me exactly to finish this entire scene. So I was like putting it off for a few days. But I am so glad to have this final polished version. I mean, I might change some small things when I am adding the text into the storyboard itself. It seems like that's bound to happen no matter how good a script feels in like writing when you like actually put it out there, and it's like it becomes part of like the composition and all that. That's when you notice some missing parts or some places where it needs a bit more padding and things like that. But I think that's just part of the process. So yeah, thanks for joining me tonight, and I see you guys next time. Bye bye.